Hey, bro. I want to fight something, bro. Hey, bro. Come on, bro.
Leave me alone.
Come on, bro. I want to fight something. Yes, he did. I'm glad I got witnesses.
You don't remember the catch and shoot.
Forget that. Forget that.
Why you got me in the corner?
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, now we good.
I ain't going for none of them things.
You don't even need to
Hey, oh! Boy, that boy still got it. Come on. Brother. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you
I'm
better.
too strong for that.
You
Watch
better.
that.
Do it again. Do it
Okay.
again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Stick the 2 rounds.
Bing, bing, bing.
Destiny doesn't murmur, it confronts you head on. And Shakur Stevenson speaks like someone whose vision is locked entirely on crossing that finish line.
The kid coming up, Dre was the person I wanted to be like. He was the last person to win the Olympic gold medal. So for me, it was like I wanted to be the next person to win the Olympic gold medal. And I kind of watched all of his tapes. I studied him like every day faithfully. And he played a tremendous part on my style of boxing. Now, it's always been a lot of talk. I always be talking a lot of like smack to Dre just because I always watched him. Like I always been looking up to him forever. So now it's like, I just want him to get in the ring and like teach me a few things. I'm not like trying to go crazy, but I just want to be able to say I got in the ring with Andre Ward.
In the gym, the vibe is noticeably different this time. Calm, focused, and almost surgical. Moving up to 140 pounds, there's no unnecessary bulking or showmanship. Just a quiet confidence that mastery and technique are what carry the day.
You know, it's my time. All I see is the destination that I'm trying to get to. I think I'm the smartest fighter on the planet Earth. I don't just beat guys. I'm the type of fighter that dominates people. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You better be ready, boy. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We at the UFC boxing gym. January 31st, I'm fighting Teofimo Lopez. I'm moving up to 140 pounds, super lightweight. The process ain't nothing new. I'm not trying to put on all that muscle and all that extra shit they keep talking about. Skills pay the bills, and that's what's going to show up on fights.
Looking back on the tough moments, the losses to Ruben Villa, the setback against De Los Santos, and how doubt tried to sneak in. But you can hear how those experiences shaped the mental edge he carries today. Shakur spoke about facing Zapita head-on instead of retreating, about aiming to control and dominate rather than merely survive. That kind of growth makes him a truly intimidating opponent in the ring.
We're looking forward to this here fight with Teofimo. I know we can guarantee you for sure, 100% he's going to be ready.
This camp feel way different from previous camps. Being away from my daughter, being away from my future wife, that's the most challenging thing. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. This is sharpest I think I done been for a fight. My diet, I let the nutritionists and all them kind of people take care of that. I just show up and eat whatever they give me. So I pay attention to what makes me feel good, and I just stay on that. Turn them out of there. Walk them out, walk them out. I put a lot of great people around me, challenge me and push me and take me to the next level, and I think that's what keeps me at my sharpest. Terence Crawford, that's my big brother. I love him to death. I feel like if he wasn't in my career and in my life, it'd have been very difficult getting to the level that I got to. And he kind of taught me is take every guy serious. Seeing him and seeing how he prepared for guys who I know that's not on his level, it kind of turned me up to make sure that I do the same.
Acknowledge Teofimo's skills too, highlighting his speed, power, and ring intelligence. But the tension showed when he brought up that sparring clip, pointing out that the footage didn't tell the full story. Teofimo, of course, knows exactly how those rounds played out behind the cameras.
You look out, you 4 kings, but you're in my way. So I gotta move you out my way.
This guy is the best, and we're here to face the best. And that's just what it is.
Teo's that guy. Like, I admire his style. I done said this before. I think he's a hell of a boxer. He's fast, he's strong. He got boxing IQ, you know, to outbox people. We sparred before. We did 3 rounds, and Teo posted a video that is very...
Then he hit the statement that counts the most. Teofimo is looking for a real brawl, while Shakur knows that kind of fight could be the trap that ends him. Factor in Terence Crawford serving as a guiding mentor, and this camp starts to feel less like ordinary training and more like fine-tuning for a historic moment.
It was the first round, so we warming up. Ain't nobody really land nothing. Like, he know deep down inside, he remember how the sparring went.
He said stop recording. Come on, dog.
Well, he gonna want to make this a firefight, but I think that's gonna be his downfall. Being that I know that I'm getting in the ring with the truth, I want to elevate my game and make sure that I'm better than him. I want to be better than him in every area on fight night, and that's what we gonna do.
While Shakur speaks about fate and precision, Teofimo Lopez comes off like a force of nature nobody saw coming. Comparing Shakur to the Road Runner and himself to the Coyote, that's pure Teofimo energy at its loudest. But under all the humor, it's clear this camp is all business with a serious focus, driving every move.
Yo, we about to use some light work with Teofimo Lopez, 10-time world champion. Yo, what it is, baby? Box on, and it's a takeover times that by 2, because we are 2-time world champion in 2 different weight divisions. We here at the House of Champions. We breed them, we make them. Hey, you know what? We take the belts and we take them. Let's get it, baby. Teofimo in the flesh. Let's go.
He's describing non-stop grind, hours of conditioning, swimming, late-night glove sessions without rest, constantly testing limits to see where the body and mind break. Then Teofimo's dad jumps in like a personal hype machine, reminding everyone that his son was taking down adult pros at 13 and was molded for this life from the very start. And really, that's the root of all that self-assured confidence.
I've been with him ever since he started boxing, which was at 6. I really knew that he was really good when he started beating professional fighters at 13, 14 years old.
Right here, man. Add a right hand up there. Right left, right. 1 feet. Double jab right.
Up. I got. You need to get on your gloves and learn how to do it, or?
Teofimo keeps casting himself as the outsider, standing alone against the sport's chosen favorite. You can hear how heavy that chip on his shoulder really is. He's still carrying everything tied to the Lomachenko chapter. The medical issues, the behind-the-scenes drama, the wear and tear, and he's using all of it as motivation. This doesn't come off as empty talk or promotion. It sounds like Teofimo drawing a line in the sand, saying that January 31st is the night he takes what he believes is his.
That hook. Crease lip. Yep. Right here, man. Add a right hand up. So that's why we got to keep beating these guys. Beating Shakur, this is part of it to get to that next level. I pretty much have had almost everything thrown at me, and I look forward to see what will be thrown at me come January 30th.
After Teofimo starts speaking in terms of domination, fate, and lone wolf mentality, Spencer Oliver and Gareth Davies step in sounding like 2 academics dissecting a high-level fight algorithm. They're not caught up in promotion or noise. They're arguing about limits. Garrett's comparison of Shakur's journey to a final push-up Everest was hilarious, because that's legacy framing, not pre-fight chatter. And when he calls Shakur more than just a generational talent, hinting at all-time status, that isn't flattery, that's weight. Then Spencer cuts in with the counterpoint, Teofimo as the disruptor. And that label fits perfectly. Teofimo isn't chasing a heroic storyline. He thrives on interruption. He doesn't try to fit the narrative. He shows up to break it.
Teofimo Lopez blows hot and cold, but when he's good, he's really good. Vasyl Lomachenko was an outstanding performance. Then he got derailed by George Kambosos in the fight after that and just seemed to lose his way a little bit, but in recent times looks back to his best. It's a fascinating fight. This, for me, is all about whether Shakur Stevenson can step up and bring the greatness. He's daring to...
I really liked how they boiled it down to mind versus muscle. Calculation against force, steady rhythm against sudden explosions, because that's where the real friction lives. Garrett's take was that Shakur can win on the cards, but only if everything is flawless. Not solid, not impressive, absolutely spotless. And that's a risky bar to set. Spencer, meanwhile, kept stressing Teofimo's movement, his sudden power, that imposing presence he brings. His point was clear. Teofimo doesn't have to outslick Shakur. He has to push him around, crowd his space, apply weight, shrink the ring, and drag the fight. GHD into discomfort. That's not a game plan you draw up. It's who he is. The most unsettling part is when the conversation turns mental. They argue that neither fighter shows obvious weakness upstairs. No hesitation, no doubt, no shaky confidence. Just two highly focused competitors crashing into each other mentally as much as physically. And that's what makes this matchup truly dangerous.
Teofimo Lopez will put him in that position because he's got that physical
So it's
advantage.
all about the timing in the mid-range. It's going to be fascinating.
He has the physical attributes to put him on the ropes, and he knows that that's where his game's at. He's not going to be able to outbox Shakur. Yeah, he's a great boxer himself, and he's very athletic, and he's got great movement and all that, but he's explosive, he's more bullish, and he will have to bull Shakur. He'll have to bully.
They laid it out like a high-stakes strategy battle, where calculated movement is mixed with punishment to the body, and a single error can end everything. One point that really landed was the warning that Shakur can't lean back on the ropes and showcase his defense the way he's done before, because against Teofimo, that invites pressure and turns into an opening for him to surge forward. That's not hype, that's reality. This matchup isn't about aesthetics or who looks smoother. It's about command, of distance, of timing, of pace. Spencer sees it tilting towards Shakur, trusting in his control and discipline. Gareth, on the other hand, views Teofimo as the one fighter capable of stopping the rise in its tracks. That contrast says it all. One man is pushing toward a place in boxing history, while the other is aiming to pull the ladder out from under him. And that's exactly why this fight feels volatile no matter which way it turns.
Vasyl Lomachenko is a faster but very fluid type of fighter in the mold of Shakur, who's a very loose-limbed, very relaxed fighter who can be offensive and defensive. It wouldn't surprise me to see Shakur down in this fight as well and get up and win the fight closely on points, but I can also see Teo win.
Once Spencer and Gareth break the matchup down like a science experiment, talking angles, spacing, brain power, and foot placement, O'Shaquie Foster jumps in like a surge of static. No polish, no metaphors, just blunt feeling and unresolved tension. The way he speaks about Shakur makes it clear this goes way beyond standard fight talk. There's shared past, bruised pride, old messages, gym encounters, all of it tangled together. When Foster says Shakur sits at the top of his list and that he has to get that fight, that isn't business language. That's fixation. What really stands out is how he dismisses the myth around Shakur's defense. In his view, that reputation only holds up until you're across from someone who's quicker, more powerful, and more explosive. You can hear it in his tone, like he's already visualizing exchanges, already testing scenarios in his mind. Foster doesn't care about reputations or titles. He cares about what happens when bodies call it. But when he shifts to discussing Teofimo versus Shakur, the emotion drops out completely. The personal edge disappears, replaced by a calm breakdown. There's no loyalty or bias there, just a clean assessment of how styles interact and what that could mean once the bell rings.
I think it's a great fight. Stylistically, I think it's up and down as far as you can't favor no side stylistically because you got Teo that's super athletic. You got Shakur that like to control distance, but you know, I think Teofimo with the athleticism and certain things that he'll be able to close it in certain parts of the fight. So
zeroes in on Teofimo's physical gifts, especially how he can suddenly erase space at unexpected moments, slipping into awkward ranges that completely disrupt the rhythm of a pure technician like Shakur. That alone can flip the tempo of a fight. I also like how he challenges the betting lines, basically arguing that odds reflect money movement, not what actually happens behind gym doors. That's a mindset only fighters really understand. Win-loss records don't reveal who's truly threatening. Patterns and tendencies do. When Foster highlights Teofimo's performances against southpaws such as Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, he's not tossing out random facts. That's him identifying a trend. The point is that Teofimo doesn't just face different styles, he figures them out. Still, he keeps the door open, acknowledging that this fight could stay tactical or turn intense if Teofimo pushes it there. And that word, pushes, matters. Shakur doesn't invite disorder. Disorder has to be imposed on him, if that's really the heart of Foster's message. Shakur operates at an elite level. Teofimo brings real danger. And when precision collides with danger, the ring ignores storylines and hype. What decides the outcome is pressure, timing, and which fighter loses composure first. That's not promotion. That's the reality of high-level boxing.
I think they going off of Teofimo being up and down, and you know, certain fights he looked this, and then certain fights he looked great. So I think they going off consistency, but I don't really pay too much attention to them odds makers because they really don't really be knowing the background of boxing. What's the amateurs, what really people got in them, you know, in the boxing. Like they just going off, you know, kind of what everybody pouring their money into and what the hype is. But I think it's more of a closer fight.
Here's my straight-up read on it. No fan favoritism at all, just pure analysis mode. If this matchup settles into a clean, technical battle, Shakur likely sneaks ahead on the scorecards. His command of range, sharp timing, and knack for making rounds look crisp and controlled play perfectly into how judges tend to score fights, especially if he forces Teofimo into reacting and overreaching instead of setting the pace himself. But boxing isn't fought on paper. Teofimo is the wild card you can't fully predict. He doesn't operate within tidy systems or repeatable rhythms. His style is fueled by emotion, sudden surges, explosive moments, and quick momentum swings where a single round can flip the entire story of the fight. If Teofimo truly invests in attacking the body, takes ownership of the space, and keeps his composure when Shakur slips in and out of danger, this matchup tightens up fast. There will be stretches where Teofimo looks overwhelming and dangerous, followed by moments where Shakur appears precise, elusive, and almost untouchable. My instinct leans towards Shakur winning a narrow decision, but not without drama. I can easily see a couple of rounds where Teofimo steals the spotlight and sends social media into chaos. This feels like the kind of fight where the arguments over the scorecards last far longer than the action inside the ring.
Good against southpaws. I mean, Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, that's two different styles, two different sizes, and he made it look kind of easy with both of them. So we'll just have to see, man. I think it's gonna be an interesting stylistic matchup because we don't know what we're gonna get. It could be a boring 12-round fight, or you know, it could heat up to where Teofimo make him take chances. So
It's the full picture. On one side, you've got a fighter rising fast toward pound-for-pound elite status. On the other, a challenger determined to interrupt that rise and make his own name as the ultimate spoiler. Skill sets, mindset, legacy, expectations, age, confidence, ring intelligence, unpredictability versus control. Everything collides here. This matchup has all the elements to become either a high-level chess match or a messy, disputed battle that leaves fans calling for a second fight. Let us know where you stand in the comments, and let's really break it down. And make sure you show love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. We'll catch you in the next video.